Sometimes it's the smallest gestures that mean the most.
Well, we've been handing these hearts out since the Pulse shooting and just telling people love always wins.
It's a reason why Melissa King gave free hugs at the annual Pulse Remembrance Ceremony.
Because it can only translate into love. It's a universal sign.
It's also a way to keep her friend's memory alive.
The shirt I have on is for our angel, Amanda Avier.
Amanda Lisette Alvear.
Amanda's name was read along with the other 48 who died in the attack 2 years ago.
It is up to all of us to continue to tell their stories and to be their voices.
Pulse owner Barbara Poma spoke to the crowd along with city and county leaders.
And every June 12th thereafter will be Orlando United Day, a day of love and kindness.
Whether it was through song and dance,
Take an angel by the wings.
a simple handshake, or a hug, acts of love and kindness were on display on a day of remembrance. Well, Tammy, this is part of the Honor Them with Action campaign, and this was created to encourage people to do something to honor these victims by ending hatred or curbing violence or doing something to stop discrimination in the community. What's happening today is the Pulse community will be joined by the Parkland survivors along with other organizations. Hundreds have RSVP'd that they are attending. They're rallying political leaders to take action on gun violence. For many, that means an assault weapons ban or reaching out to elected lawmakers or voting for those who support policies they believe will help.
I think that, a lot of folks 2 years later feel like nothing has been done in terms of change for both gun control as well as LGBTQ plus equality, and then making sure that our communities that are being devastated by this gun violence epidemic actually have the resources that they need to just, survive and heal.
Another big part of this rally is to make sure the victims are not forgotten. It's scheduled to start at 6 and go until 7:30 this evening at City Hall. Live in Orlando, Sharon Stone, Spectrum News 13. 10:02 your time now. We are waiting to hear from officials about the latest information they're releasing tonight after that bridge collapse, a pedestrian bridge collapse in Miami. They are confirming that 6 people were killed. Let's get the latest from officials now speaking live.
By introducing from Miami-Dade County Mayor Carlos Mayor's office, Assistant Communications Director Stephanie Severini.
Muy buenas noches. En nombre del alcalde del condado, Carlos Jiménez.
Well, you were listening live to the latest information coming out of the Miami area about that bridge that collapsed at Florida International University. It fell earlier this week. Keep in mind, this was a pedestrian bridge that was supposed to be a new, safe way for people to pass over several lanes of traffic underneath. This is supposed to be a faster, cheaper, safer method of building bridges. I heard a couple of new things tonight that I want to recap for you briefly. We heard Miami-Dade Police Chief telling us that they believe they have recovered everyone that they are going to recover. There are 5 people who were found recovered under the rubble, and 1 person died at the hospital. So they believe that the final death toll from this tragic accident ends with 6. That is a process that ended a bit quicker than they thought. They were expecting to find more victims. So if there's any good news in that, it appears to be that the death toll will remain at 6. Also, we heard from Senator Marco Rubio talking about people wanting answers, and he reminded people it could take months to pinpoint where the mistakes, where the failures were in this project to make sure that it never happens again. After sending and extending condolences to the families, the investigation will continue into why this happened. And again, Senator Marco Rubio expressing to people that that's something that's not going to happen easily. It's going to take months for the NTSB, for Highway Patrol, and for other entities to be involved to figure out who is going to be held responsible for this accident. That was the new information that is worth repeating to you tonight. Also, they mentioned just some traffic concerns in the area. Just seems minor comparing to the information that came out tonight. Again, that was the latest information about the pedestrian bridge collapse at Florida International University. Any new information that comes throughout the evening, throughout the overnight, we'll bring to you. Right now, though, we're continue on with the other news headlines of the day.
News 13.
The issue will be placed on the July 19th City Council agenda. 541, let's go to weather on the ones. Meteorologist David Hecker joins us now live. I'm always amazed by what I learn about this state. I never saw chickens just running around in Virginia.
Well, Key West, of course, has the chickens as well.
Yeah, I just discovered that.
Yeah.
They rule the roost. Your turn.
Wow. Wow. Sharon Stone right through material, everyone. Well, here at 541, we are dealing with some showers and thunderstorms there.
Alberto is turning Memorial Day weekend into a wet one. The preventive measures Governor Rick Scott is taking. Plus, a woman is now safe and her boyfriend behind bars, who she slipped a note to, pleading for her life. And a boy is recovering from a shark bite at Daytona Beach. Thank you for joining us live at 5 on this Saturday evening. I'm Sharon Stone. Those stories ahead. First, meteorologist David Hecker joins us live with some new information you just got about Alberto, David.
Yeah, in fact, Sharon, 5 o'clock advisory, other on the ones.
Well, Governor Rick Scott is taking no chances with Alberto. He declared a state of emergency for all 67 Florida counties. That is to make sure our state and local governments are able to coordinate with federal partners for any needed resources. Senator Bill Nelson agrees, saying, prepare now.
This is just the beginning of hurricane season. This one's not going to be hurricane winds, but it's going to dump a lot of rain on the peninsula of Florida, and so we've got to be prepared.
Attorney General Pam Bondi also activated a price gouging hotline. State law stops extreme increases of the essentials, things like food, water, hotel stays, and gasoline. Anyone who suspects price gouging should call 1-866-9-NO-SCAM. Many of you may be planning on hitting the beach this holiday weekend, but there is a major risk you need to be aware of if you do. Spectrum News 13's Deborah Souverain spent this morning on Daytona Beach, where red flags will be flying all weekend because of high rip current risks. Well, a boy is recovering after getting bitten by a shark. This happened just after 2 this afternoon in some waist-deep water near the Daytona Beach Pier. He was taken to the hospital as a precaution, but is expected to be okay. A note may have saved a woman's life and landed her boyfriend behind bars. Volusia County Sheriff's deputies say the woman handed that note to a worker at DeLand Animal Hospital. It said, "Call the cops. My boyfriend is threatening me. He has a gun. Please don't let him know." The staff member called 911. Deputies say that man, 39-year-old Jeremy Floyd, beat his girlfriend Wednesday night and kept her from leaving the house for 2 days. Floyd is in jail on multiple felony charges, and the woman was treated for injuries to her head and arms. An Orlando man was arrested and charged with DUI manslaughter after he started a 4-car crash and fled on foot early this morning. It happened on Universal Boulevard and Destination Parkway near the Shingle Creek Resort. Yamil Rodriguez rammed into a car stopped at a red light. It then caught on fire as bystanders pulled the driver from the car. They were unable to save him, and he died at the scene. Rodriguez fled, but Orange County Sheriff's deputies located him and arrested him later in the morning. A community comes together to mourn the tragic loss of a young mother and daughter. The woman was pushing her 21-month-old child in a stroller Wednesday when they were hit and killed. This happened in an area of Tampa that has raised safety concerns before. Spectrum News 13's Katie Jones was at this weekend's vigil. Robinall's family was at the vigil, but too upset to talk on camera. They did say they appreciated the community's efforts to share their story and raise awareness about safety. The driver shot twice in the head on the 408 Thursday took a turn for the worse today. Close family friends tell us Craig Arroyo Jr. is not able to breathe on his own. The 21-year-old is being treated at ORMC, and the search for the shooter continues. If you have any information, you can call Crime Line 1-800-423-TIPS. The 4th man to walk on the moon has died at 86 years old. Alan Bean was one of 14 trainees NASA selected for its 3rd group of astronauts in 1963. He flew twice into space as a lunar module pilot on Apollo 12, then as commander on the 2nd crewed flight to the U.S.'s first space station, Skylab. He is survived by his wife and 2 children. It has been 6 months since an elderly Apopka man known as Sugarfoot disappeared without a trace. Despite exhaustive efforts, there is still no sign of Alfred Pearson. His family and investigators with the Orange County Sheriff's Office say they are refusing to give up hope. Spectrum News 13's David Bowden spoke with his son. Detective Lemon says the sheriff's office is working on a new program called SNAP. It would provide special bracelets for family members with dementia that would hopefully allow sufferers to be easily identified and located if they wander off. You can contact them for more information. Meanwhile, if you have any information on the whereabouts of Alfred Sugarfoot Pearson, you can call the Orange County Sheriff's Office. At 5:11, it's time now to turn back to your Weather on the Ones forecast with David Hecker joining us now live. I'm torn here because I don't want to cause panic, but we also do need to pay attention to what Alberto's doing, David.
Yeah, and in fact, the latest update here at 5 o'clock.
South Korea and North Korea held a surprise meeting at the demilitarized zone, their second in a month. Plus, Americans held captive for 2 years in Venezuela are now free. And experts say the next 100 days may be the most dangerous for your teenage driver. We'll explain why. Thank you for staying with us on this Saturday evening. I'm Sharon Stone. Those stories are coming up, but first, meteorologist David Hecker joins us now live for your Weather on the Ones, almost 5:31. So we're talking more about Alberto, and you've got the latest track for us.
Yeah, in fact, the latest.
82. That is the number of structures lava has destroyed in Hawaii. That number includes 37 homes. The Kilauea volcano has been erupting for 3 weeks, spewing lava from cracks that emerged in neighborhoods and sending ash sky high from its summit. About 2,000 people are currently evacuated from their homes where lava fissures have opened up. Hey, it is MegaCon weekend at the Orange County Convention Center. The science fiction and pop culture gathering features appearances from celebrities like Jeff Goldblum, John Cena, and many more. There are interactive exhibits and activities and lots of shopping for science fiction memorabilia. It also features lots of attendees dressed up as their favorite characters.
We've seen a little bit of everything. They've got a Batmobile, some the 501st Legions here representing the Star Wars group and charity group, so that's always great. And then just everybody supporting the fandom and being happy with it.
Need our audio op, Jake, to explain who that was to me. Anyway, MegaCon continues through tomorrow. Okay, Orlando City is back home tonight and taking on the Chicago Fire. This is Orlando's first home game since that trash throwing incident that happened back on May 13th. Spectrum News 13's Pat Welter joins us now live from Orlando City Stadium with the latest on the team's new policies. Pat, what can you tell us?
Studio.
All right, Pat Welter reporting live, and at 5:41, meteorologist David Hecker joins us now live. So I'm kind of worried about the fans out there. They might need a bit of a raincoat.
I would absolutely recommend the poncho, rain gear if you're heading to the game here later on tonight.